This is Street Fighter V on PC. It's available through Steam. I got it through one of these third-party key sites for $14 Canadian. And thank God, because if I had paid full price for this, which I was like, I did know what it was, or I had an idea what it was, which is why I got the $14 package. And on Steam, the full price, it's $51 Canadian for this. And you'll see right away, right, there's these locked stages. You don't unlock them through doing missions or challenges or anything like that. You'll see this one stage, it's $11 Canadian to unlock. What this game is it's AAA Street Fighter V, and the $51 package is basically, they don't advertise it as this, but it's an early access free-to-play game right now. And what you get with the $50 package that I got for $14, again, thank God, is 11 stages. It's 12 stages, but one of them is just like a really bare bones training stage, like it's just a grid. If you played Street Fighter 4, you'll remember that. So it's 11 stages, and then plus the grid. And then there are 15 stages total locked behind a paywall. This screen here doesn't show all of them. You'll see them later. And the one stage is 10 bucks, or sorry, $11. 10 of them are $4.40, and four of them are $2.20, and that's each. And then you get 16 fighters. And then there's 2 season packs that are sold separately, because it's kind of that Killer Instinct thing, what the new Killer Instinct did, where you get the base game and you buy the additional packs as they come out. And these are the characters I don't have. I did unlock one with Fight Money. Fight Money is the in-game currency that you get, but you get it at a really slow rate. What happens is there are these character story modes, and completing each character story mode, I think it gets you 8,000 per, something like that, because it's also based on how much you level up. So you get roughly 100,000 fight money for clearing the character mode, story modes, from the base pack. And then there's like an epic story DLC. They call it something like epic story or full story or the main story. And it's where you actually play as, you don't actually play as all the characters. It just, like it links them all together and you play through. Or not all of them, because you gotta play, when I played all the base characters. And then it lets you play some of the characters you don't have from the DLC, but not all of them. Because I don't think if I did play as Akuma, it would have been one fight. It would have been really brief. So if I'm incorrect in that, you know, someone can correct me, and I'm sure they will. But it's the main story you do. It's got a lot of cutscenes in it, and you can skip all of them, which thank goodness, because I don't play fighting games for the story. And there are a lot of them, but you can skip them. And that's over in about 30 minutes, and then you get 50,000 fight money for that. And then if you beat it on the extra difficulty, you get an additional 30,000 fight money. So if I'm doing the story mode alone, it'll take about 90 minutes to do it, and you'll get 180,000 fight money. And that's how you're going to get most of it. And then as you would have seen, it's 100,000 for a character. And then the stages are 40,000 to 70,000 if you're not buying them with real money. This thing I'm showing here is survival mode. This is another way to get fight money, or decent payouts. Each mode, you know, there's easy, normal, hard, and extreme, I think it's called. The harder you go, obviously the bigger the payout when you clear it, but it also takes longer. I think extreme mode is 50 stages, and easy is just 10, which is what I'm showing here. And in order to get the payout, you have to actually clear the entire thing. So if you're doing extreme mode and you make it to mission 50 and you die, you don't get anything. And even then, the payouts you get for it for your time compared to even the story mode, it's abysmal, because they've designed this as very much as a free-to-play system, where they want you to spend money on it, and then it's, if you have fight money left over, here's a bunch of things you can spend it on. Pick one, you know, here and there. Because if you do online fights, every time you win, you get 50 currency. And that's 50 currency. Again, it takes 100,000 to unlock a character, and the bare minimum for a stage is 40,000. And that's for the $2 stages. So if you want to work that out, because that's part of the thing. As soon as you get a free-to-play currency system involved, you're looking at it as a rate per hour. So if you're looking at it as you get 50 currency per win, and each fight will probably take you like 2 to 4 minutes. you know, you break that down compared against, you know, it's $2 for a stage, which is 40,000 currency. You're looking at like worse, way worse than slave wages. Because the thing is, as soon as you tie that in, you're going to make that a, you know, an hourly wage system going. Because that's the real issue I have with this. If it was just $50 and then, you know, there were these unlockables and they were huge grind fest unlockables, but without real money value attached to them, I'd still complain, but it would be a different kind of complaint. Because of this, it's just like, it's like they're really just, they're intentionally being as insulting as possible is what it seems to their fan base, because it's just so much greed. And I'll work a picture in here at some point. But if you want a bundle that comes with all the characters that are currently available in the game, it's $104 Canadian, which is 16 characters from the base game, six characters from the first pack, and 6 characters from the second pack. So if you work it out, you know, it's 6 characters per pack aside from the base game, so you're looking at 28 characters for $104. And that doesn't even give you the entire game, because that package doesn't unlock all the DLC or all the stages. And it doesn't give you all the costumes, which, because it's a Capcom game, there are a lot of costumes. And my math isn't going to be totally accurate here, but we'll say it's because there's 10 $4.40 stages, so we'll say, you know, $44 for those, plus $11 for the one $10 stage, so that's $55. And then it'll be about, and then adding the GST, so about $10 for the 4 220 stages. So adding that all together, it's $65 for all the stages, Canadian, before tax. So if you put $65 connected with the 1.4 for all the characters, you know, this is a $170 video game. And that's still not even having all the content in it, because then you're still missing costumes. Because right now you don't unlock any costumes through playing. You unlock alternate color schemes, but if you want different costumes, you have to go buy them. The arcade edition is coming out soon. It's coming out in middle of January, I believe. It's January 8th or January 18th, somewhere around there. And it's going to be $50 Canadian for, right now, that $104 pack I'm talking about. That's going to be, it's basically that for $50. But then you're still missing the stage DLC. You're still missing the costume DLC. Also, in this current package, this survival mode, when the arcade mode comes out, this survival mode is getting stripped and replaced with arcade mode, because right now this doesn't have arcade mode. And then there's a time trial mode, which is going to allow you to unlock some costumes, but there's not a lot of detail on whether that's costumes specific to time trial mode, or if it's like unlocking something that lets you buy costumes that are currently gated behind the paywall. But I'm gonna say it's time trial exclusive costumes, because it's Capcom. Yeah, so this came out in February of 2016, and the thing is, even if the arcade edition alleviates a lot of these really bad, you know, really greedy, really, you know, money mechanics tied behind the really grindy free-to-play wall, the point is, this never should have happened. Like, they never, like, that's the burn here, right? Like, if I had paid $51 for this, I would have been livid. But thankfully, I only paid $14 Canadian through a third-party site for that starter package, because that's what this has been for the last, you know, it's going to be almost 2 years by the time it gets, you know, partially fixed, because it's still not going to be completely, you know, finished, because they're still going to have another character pack coming out, and obviously probably more costumes and stages and so on. And so what this has been is, it's been an alpha early access free-to-play game for the last almost 2 years. And right now it's kind of like I'd say like a mid-beta early access free-to-play game. And then when the arcade edition comes out, it's going to be a near finished but still early access free-to-play game. And I know when Street Fighter 4 first came out, it didn't have nearly as much as, you know, the Ultimate version now. Is it Ultimate or Ultra? Whichever one it is that's on Steam that starts with U. That's the complete version. And it has so many characters, so many stages. And if you compare this visually to Street Fighter 4 as well, like, it does look better. But I was looking at it side to side, because I can max both out. Like, this is on max settings on my PC. And it obviously looks better, but for how much money, like how much money it is they're asking for everything, you know, it would make sense to me if they're asking that much money and they were really pushing the tech, and that's why. Because it would be like, guys, we're just, you know, we're giving you like, this is like a fan service thing. It's going to be for esports. It's going to look really, really good. And it looks good, but it's not like they're like really pushing the boundaries of anything. It's just, it looks modestly better than Street Fighter 4. They're redoing the whole, you know, start building the cast from scratch again and charge an arm and a leg. But even Street Fighter 4, the upgrade to one is expensive. Like they're really squeezing, because I'm not gonna buy this stuff, right? Like I bought this guy for 100,000 currency because he looked cool. And as you can tell, I'm not like a pro player, but I'm never gonna be because I don't take Street Fighter that seriously. I just dive in here and there to get a Street Fighter fix. And that's the sad thing. That's what really disappoints me about this package, is that if you put all that money stuff aside, if it was just, you know, here's at most your $80 Canadian AAA game, and anything that we release in the future, it's going to be, you know, given to you for free because you spent 80 bucks. You know, like some early access games did. Like Shovel Knight did that, right? If you bought it on Kickstarter, you got the Shovel Knight campaign, and then everyone else now has to buy either the Treasure Trove, which is way more than it was when it was just Kickstarter, or on the consoles they have to buy each additional campaign as DLC. But if you bought it early on, you've been getting all that for free. And because of this has been early access and it's essentially in testing. But instead of being like that, where they're saying thanks for helping us build our game and sticking with us while we're, you know, it's really heavily under construction, they're saying, you know, I'm not going to say it because I'm not trying to make this like an adult thing, but they're basically saying, like, you know, up yours, give us a lot of money for this incomplete product, because it's $170, and that's not $170. That's for everything that's here right now as far as characters and stages. That's not, because you can buy background music stuff. That's still, like, realistically, if you wanted all the costumes and stuff, you're probably looking at about 300 bucks on this game. But I don't care about costumes, so we'll throw that out. Just looking at the game, the characters and the stages, $170 for what's here right now. That's insane. That is insane. So if you can get this for really cheap, you know, it'll be fun, but you're still going to be like, if you want more, you're going to have to pay some money eventually, because it just takes so long to get fight money in this. It takes so long to get fight money. And they do have like how like free-to-play MMO things have like the daily system. This has a daily system, but it looks like it's more like a weekly system where you can get like 7,000 fight money per week. Which again, do the math, like, so it plays fine, it's optimized well, it looks good, but again, it's only a modest improvement. They probably just took the Street Fighter 4 engine, recycled it, improved the textures, you know, shoehorned in some better tech, like, you know, the ambient occlusion and better shadows at most, and then they're just been gouging people. So get it for dirt cheap, even if the arcade edition comes out, you know, be wary. Because this has been going on for the last almost 2 years now, and I doubt it's going to stop anytime soon. But I give it a 5 out of 10. If it wasn't for the free-to-play thing, I'd probably be giving it an 8, because it is fun. I'm going to have to loop the video here, because I didn't think I was going to go this long. But I'd probably give it an 8 if it was just, you know, $80 is everything. Because to me, that's even more than I spent on... I played Street Fighter 4, and the original release on 360, and I loved it. I played the heck out of it, and then I upgraded to Arcade Edition, and then I upgraded to Ultra, and then I ended up buying it for PC when it went on sale for really cheap. And even going from, you know, original Street Fighter 4 to arcade, cause I think there's a super version in there that I may have skipped, but it might have been, I think one of them was just a balance patch and a feature update, which you know, if you have the base game here, when the arcade edition comes out, you're getting the new modes, right? Like, those are going to be free. So they're going to take away survival, and you'll get updated to the arcade mode. What else is there? There's that time trial mode. The arcade mode's got like a few ladders in it, because I guess there's like a Street Fighter 2 mode where you fight characters from Street Fighter 2, and a Street Fighter 3 mode and things like that. So it'll be interesting. But again, it's just... the upgrade to the features is free. The upgrade to the characters that are getting bundled in it are not. Like, it's just the way they're rolling this all out. It's all very I don't want to say fishy because it's not like they're like, it's not obvious that they're doing this, aside from the fact that they don't say on their store page, this is a free-to-play early access game, when that's exactly what it is. You know, you're just buying character packs, starter packs, like if you were playing, what's another game I played? Like Paladins. I played Paladins, and they had that that Founders Pack, which I think was $60, and it's like, okay, you paid $60 from here on out, you get any map we release, any character we release. Like, that's what this should have been. But the reason I was saying it could be more is because it's Capcom and it's Street Fighter, so I'd be like, okay, I would spend an extra $10-20, especially because the quality of the tech will be better. But $170 for right now, and then, like, I know I'm kind of like ranting on that, but it's just like, it's really got to be driven home. Like, that's a disgusting ask. That's a disgusting ask. And again, that's, you know, 12 stages with, it's 23? Sorry, no, the Ultra version of Street Fighter 4 had 28 stages in it, and this is 12. 12 in the base game, so I know when they transition, it's like, you know, you got to be patient while they rebuild and everything, but it's just, they're asking way too much money, because it's not like the stages, especially, it's not like they're like, it's not like they're like shooter maps or Mario Kart race tracks. It's just, it's just art. It's just background art. It's just people in the background doing stuff. They don't have to do anything for balancing. There's not anything big that has to go on. It's just background art. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I'm sure this is probably like a drill in some people's ears because I've been repeating some stuff, but it's that disappointing. It's that disappointing because it's like, this is where the industry is heading now, because it's, I mean, I know EA is, you know, they're, you know, air quotes, in trouble, because they're not really in trouble, but they're in trouble from loot boxes. But what's this? This is no better, right? Like, no, you're not gambling, but you're still, like, if you went to the store and bought this on PS4 and you bought the base version, when it first came out, if you bought the base version for the $60 or whatever it was, because it would have been a premium price, $60 US, and you get it home and you find out you bought a starter pack to a free-to-play early access game, and it wasn't marked as that. And that's what this has been. So regardless of the fact that I got it cheap, going forward, I'm still going to be very cautious. And that's why I bought it cheap, because I was like, I'm going to be cautious because I know what Capcom can get up to. And they're just getting worse. So if you get it cheap, it takes a lot of the burn out of the price factor. I don't feel any burn of the price factor, in fact. I just feel a burn knowing that I would have preferred to have given a company their asking price for a quality package. But their asking price is just such a gouge that it's just like, I have to go an alternate route, and I'm not going to be waiting for them to do, like, you know, because even the starter pack, even if it was knocked down to like $35 on a sale, that's way too much. So it's just, they're not even trying to meet in the middle ground on this. And they're, you know, what they end up doing is they end up they'll blame these sites, right? Whenever anything happens, they'll say, we need to do DLC and costumes and this and that because of, you know, third-party sites or people obtaining these illegally. But with Street Fighter, I wouldn't get this sort of a game. I wouldn't go an unlicensed route, because how do you play online? And that's where the longevity is, right? Because, again, you're going to do story mode in 90 minutes tops. Because it's really easy, and it's really short, because it draws the online. So you want to get an actual legitimate copy of this game, and they know that. They know that's the appeal, and they're just gouging people. It's really unsettling, because it's not like there's some like indie developer that's doing this and it's like no one's going to be looking. They're a AAA, they're a huge AAA company. It's Capcom. Street Fighter is a huge property. It's massive. So you got a lot of other, they're a huge dog in this industry, right? They're a titan. So they got all these other companies that are looking to see if they can get away with this. Because if they do, they'll copy it in some capacity. So that's where the sourness comes from. Like 16 characters for $14, I'm okay with that. You know, even though it's 12 stages and whatnot, like I'm like, okay, that's a fair price for a starter pack and a grindy free-to-play game that I'm testing, because it's still in like a mid-beta stage right now. But I'm just disappointed that I'm extremely disappointed that's what they did with this. And it definitely, even though I got it for cheap, it hurts my enjoyment, because I'm just like, damn it, Capcom. Like, you should have just said, you know, $80 Canadian, which would have been like, you know, $60 US. Gets you everything going forward. Thank you for investing in us as we build this game. Instead, it's just, you know, we want a vacation. We want, you know, bigger office space. We want to get an extra, you know, another property to live in. You know, the big dogs want to get, you know, a bigger backyard. Instead of, you know, 5 new cars, they want 6 or 7. So it's just, that's what's going on behind the scenes with this. It's just, it's too much money. So to wrap it up, as it is, 5 of 10, because in spite of all this, it's still enjoyable. But be extremely wary. Like, don't buy this thinking, you know, you're going to get into a free-to-play game with a fair grind. No, it's abysmal. The rate is abysmal. You get what you pay for. If you want more, you're really going to have to pay, because you get diddly squat for your time as far as the currency goes. It's a really, really it's brutally consumer unfriendly. But what you could do is you could buy the starter package, get enough currency to get, you know, a character, just like look and be like, that's my favorite character. If it's not in the starter package, when they come out, you can buy them with your currency, and there you go. Because otherwise, I mean, the people that know this they're already throwing money at this. Like, they just don't even care, right? Those people kind of help create this issue, just because they can't say no to Street Fighter or Capcom, so they just buy it anyway. But if you're one of these people that just, you know, you want to play it, that's what it is. Get the starter pack, get enough currency, buy your favorite character, maybe get a stage. And because I would have had 2 characters if I didn't buy that color pack, but I wanted the orange color for Ryu. But there's really, I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed. This is not even the future of the games industry. This is what it is right now. Once upon a time, I remember when StarCraft 2 had the collector's skins in it for pre-ordering, and I had said one day they're going to be selling skins, and people, majority was, you know, people being angry at people like me for saying that, because Blizzard would never do that. And now they're selling skins, and they actually started selling skins before it went free to play. So it's just, they're really just, they're always finding a new hole to get a finger in. So this is where we are now. Whatever they do next is going to be a lot worse as far as gouging goes. So buckle up.